It's 1028 live, man. This is bigger than live PD Nation. This is bigger than cops.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Doc Skinner with 1028 Live, Reborn, broadcasting from my bunker here in the White Mountains of Arizona in these United States. Tonight, I got a great show. I've got a dear friend, Suzanne Ross, who's going to be joining us here in just a bit. But I just want to say my hellos to everybody and any roll call that I got to do right off the bat. Just want to make sure we get everybody recognized and then tell you about what's going on this weekend and the following weekend in Sedona, Arizona, because Arizona is where it's at. All right, so let's see. I want to say thank you to Sweet Peas CBD Infusions Cafe. They're sweetpeasinfusion.com. They're one of our sponsors. Thank you very much. They're going to be opening a new facility in Flagstaff right next door to ASU, or Northern Arizona State University, my apologies. And they're actually going to be breaking ground, I think, in 2 weeks. So Flagstaff, look for that. Sweet Peas Infusion Cafe. Also, thanks to our sponsors, the Lodge Bar and Grill, located 857 East White Mountain Boulevard in Pine Top, Arizona. And tell them Doc sent you. Also, Jag Swag Apparel and Mystic Ink Studios, located out of Heber Overguard. I was supposed to get you guys a updated phone number tonight, and I goofed. So I'll get that to you guys tomorrow. And let's see. It's kind of quiet over here. Let me check out the tube of you real quick. All right, so I want to say hi to everybody over on YouTube at 1028 Productions, over on Twitch at 1028 Live, Periscope at 1028 Space Live, as well as on my main page at Facebook and my actors page as well. So welcome one and all. Let's see over here. There we go. All right. Where am I? Oh my gosh, I got too many screens. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to show you some information, and then I'm going to bring in our guest. So let me do this real quick. Screen share. Our guest tonight, of course, is Suzanne Ross, and this is her webpage, Suzanne Ross Wellness, Integrity, Body, Mind, and Spirit. And you can find everything about her, sci-spy.tv network, her books, her shows. I mean, this is like the main hub of Suzanne Ross. So everything Suzanne Ross, this is where you go, and it will lead you to other things, including she does tours. And I'm never talk. Let me try that again. I'm going to have her talk about that this evening as well. So yes, so the website is SuzanneRossWellness.com. You can check out her books as well. And then let's see, where was the other page? The event that she's going to be speaking at this Saturday at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. is the Sedona UFO Sightings Conference, which is this March 13th, Saturday and Sunday. The location is 135 Shrine Road, Sedona, in Sedona. It's actually the Sedona Airport. It's a building on site, so you should be able to find it pretty easy. It's everything UFO, ET related. There'll be authors, researchers, experiencers, vendors, group UFO tour. Yes, there'll be a UFO tour. And they're actually going to do something a little different. I think it's on Saturday night, which is really cool. Michael, who's the co-producer of the event, he puts on UFO sighting tours. And normally his small tours have everybody's got level 3 military grade night vision cameras or night vision scopes, right? So not everybody's going to be able to, have those at this event. So he's devised a way where he can hook one of these cameras up, I guess, up to a line to a TV or projector inside. So in case it's cold, it's too cold, and you guys want to, you don't want to be in the cold, you can sit inside, watch the big screen, and see what everybody outside is seeing. So I think that is pretty cool. There'll be live music, food, and surprises. And the band will be, there's two bands actually, Element 115, so all you Bob Lazar fans are going to just love that. And then also One, which I'm really intrigued and interested to see what this is all about, because Michael says it's him times 4 with an alien drummer. I don't know if we're going to be seeing like a Tupac thing at Coachella. I don't know, but I'm really intrigued. So it'd be great to see. Now, what's this going to cost? Well, yeah, bring some money, food, vendors, good time, but admission, folks, is absolutely free. That's right. For the weekend, it's absolutely free. You can go to SedonaUFOsightings.com to learn more. Doors open at 9 a.m. And the first guest of the night, or tonight, but also on Saturday, is Suzanne Ross. And we're going to be hearing a lot from her in just a moment. Next on that schedule at 11 a.m. to 12 is Tom Dongo. And then then we'll have lunch. I think it's a lunch break. And then from 1 to 2, Jeff Willis. He's got, I think, over 250 hours of UFO footage that's been included in the History Channel's Ancient Aliens, Disney's Race to Witch Mountain, and Dan Aykroyd's Unplugged on UFO, and many, many more. And then they somehow, I don't know what happened, but I guess they ran out of, people, and they needed to fill a slot. So they called me, and I'm going to go up on stage and, just babble away for an hour. So from 2 to 3 got me. And then from 3 to 4, Lori Wheeler. And then from 4 to 5, Dwayne Ollinger. And then our co-host from 5 to 6, Michael O. Sedona. So it'll be awesome. And then Sunday, we'll have music that night. And then Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., we're going to be having a panel discussion with Q&A from the audience. So check it out. You can check it out at SedonaUFOsightings.com. All right. So now we got all of that out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you someone who whoops, what just happened? There we go. I just thought I lost all my screens. That scared me. But this woman, I tell everybody this. When she walks into a room, it's like a ball of light. Her energy is infectious. And all I can say is I love this woman dearly. And I'm so excited that she's decided to come back to my show. So please, ladies and gentlemen, let me change this screen so you can all see her as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce my dear friend, Suzanne Ross. Hi, Suzanne.
Hi, Doc. Oh, what a sweet introduction. I love you too. You're also a ball of light.
Thank you.
You always make me laugh.
Oh, thanks. I try. So, well, first off, you're just an amazing woman who's done extraordinary things. And I don't know where to start. We've worked on some things. I mean, and you got so much. There's just so much you do. Sometimes I like to think, I'm the Ryan Seacrest on the mountain. I'm on every show. I do it all. But no, you take the cake. You do so much, and you get out there, and you're also doing tours in Sedona. Anyway, for those that don't know who the amazing Suzanne Ross is, can you please just do a quick little rundown of all that you do?
Sure. So I've been on the spiritual path for a few decades now. And when I first started to awaken on my path, I made an intention to refine my abilities to tune in to spirit, to channel, and start to do automatic writing. And as a result, I brought in my Up trilogy. My books Rise Up, Wake Up, and Lighten Up is coming out this year.
Excellent.
I started to have events because my first book, Wake Up, was released in 2012, and I had a book launch event in Northern California, and that really triggered my love of hosting events. Mm-hmm. So when I moved to Sedona, Arizona, I started to host events, and I've been doing 2 events a year since I moved here. This is like my 12th or 13th event coming up in a couple weeks. I'm having my own retreat as well as
Right?
speaking at the awesome UFO event.
Yes, I'm actually pulling that up right now because it did not load the image. So give me 1 second. That way everybody can see what you're talking about. There we go. Okay, so click, boom. And I'm gonna, this way they can still see you, but they see the poster as well as you're talking about it, okay?
Thank you.
Yes, yes, no
Yes, I
problem.
love to host events here in Sedona. And I've tried many different types of approaches. I started out with just smaller retreats, and we did a goddess retreat and a few retreats at different conference centers. And one day I was sitting indoors in this conference center looking through the windows at magnificent Sedona. And I thought, what in the heck are we doing inside? We're in Sedona. We have to get out into the vortex. And so now I structure my events to be part retreat and part tours into the sacred vortex sites of Sedona. So yes, I'm super excited. March 20th through the 22nd, we're having our second Sedona Ascension retreat on this beautiful 10-acre property where Oak Creek flows through it and magnificent red rocks are towering over it. It's an all outdoor event. And from 9 to 1, we have presenters, performances, we have roundtable discussions, and then we break for lunch, and then people can come back and choose to go on a tour. On Saturday, we're offering a vortex tour called Tuning into the Vortex. On Sunday, it's a 5D ascension tour. And on Monday, it's a medicine wheel ceremony. I do work for Sedona Mystical Tours, and they are going to be guiding the tours during my retreat. And
Nice.
then people who choose not to go on the tours can engage in the guest panels. And so, Doc, I've been super intrigued by near-death experiences in the
Yeah.
last several months and have connected with some near-death experiencers who've had just phenomenal experiences. And so they'll be coming out to host the guest panel and share their amazing experiences. Also, we have a contactee guest panel for people who've had
Wow.
contact.
Sweet.
And that'll be hosted by Yvonne Smith and Lori McDonald, two very well-known hypnotic regressionists who
Okay.
guide people who've had contact experiences into a hypnotic regression. So very exciting.
Wow. Oh, okay. Now I know, unfortunately, you can't see, but I do. Like I said, I have the half the screen is you, and the other half is the poster, so we see all of your speakers. We have Maureen Saint Germain. Did I say her name right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Actually, I have a Saint Germain in my script, so I was like, I think I know how to say that one. Stephanie James, Lori Spenga. If you want to stop and highlight and say something, you can. Lori McDonald, Yvonne Smith, Rob Potter, Thunderbeat, love Thunderbeat, Shakina Rose, Light Star. She's another ball of light. Yeah, you have such amazing guests. Terry Lovelace, Lowell Johnson. Did I say? I just said that wrong the first time I saw. I'm sorry. Janet Tarantino, Divine Miss M. Oh, I remember her. Amanda Romania. How do I say that?
Romania.
Romania. Okay. And then Stands with Bear. Oh, if you folks, I'm sorry, I got to stop on Stands with Bear. I love him. I love him. He is just, guys, go. And yeah, I really wanted to go, Suzanne, but I have all these pups now. And
Yes,
just finding
yes. No, I understand. I wish you could be there, believe me.
yeah, no, it's just before I could bring my dog, but now I've got these little pups and they are a handful and I have to have somebody stay with them when I'm gone. So finding someone to do 2 weekends in a row wasn't easy.
Yeah.
But we'll move on. We'll move on. So yeah, Stands with the Bear. Shout out to him. Kim Saib or Sieb.
Kim Sieb.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. And then Nancy Rhines and Reverend John Polk. Is that the REV?
John Polk. Yes.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Thank you for going over that
no
list.
problem. Let
Yeah,
me
some
fin- let me
amazing people.
Yeah, so daily Vortex tours guided by Sedona Mystical Tour Sessions, which is who you work with, offered by spiritual guides, healers, and psychic guest panels and near-death experiences, as you were mentioning, and then a UFO skywatch with night vision goggles. That's awesome. I'm so glad people are doing that, doing the night vision outside because you see so much more. But let me get the address. The address is Sedona Ascension Retreats.com. That's SEDONAASCENSIONRETREATS.com. There we go. So, and check that out. So, I'm going to actually, put this up here. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this smaller and leave it somewhere around here on screen. How can I do this? I'll do it like this. Bring that down. Bring you down there. Oh, can I do that? Yeah. I'm just trying to make everything symmetrical. There we go. So I'm going to leave the poster in the corner. So if anybody comes on late in the show, they can still see that and go, oh, what is that? And see the web address just fine. Okay, Suzanne?
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks so much. I just wanted to talk about a couple of those presenters, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Lowell Johnson had an amazing experience going into the inner earth of Talos in Mount Shasta. Now, he was a hotelier who found himself out of work when COVID hit. And so he was just hiking on Mount Shasta, and he decided to take a break and have some water. And suddenly, this explosion of bright white light flashed in front of him, and he felt drawn to walk into this light. And when he did, he realized that he was in a portal and there was a light being at the end of the portal.
Wow.
He walked toward this light being, and this light being invited him into the inner earth city of Talos. And they got on these two transport chairs that just plummeted into the inner earth. Wow. And they stepped out, and he was able to take a tour of the multi-layered inner earth city of Talos that so many books have been written about. Wow. And his account is just so incredibly compelling.
Wow. Yeah, man. Oh, I wish I could be there. I want to hear that story. I'm trying to think. Who can I, well, I'm thinking, who can I con into staying another week?
And then Rob Potter has been to Venus. I mean, his stories about going to Venus and his out-of-body experiences. He's been doing out-of-body travel since he was like 17 years old, and he moved to Laguna Beach. And in Laguna Beach, California, he met these phenomenal people. One of them was a retired physicist. Another was a retired NASA engineer. And they were creating these devices that facilitated soul travel. And so, they were using like Tesla coils to create these devices. And then they would have these Laguna Beach locals come in and, just have these phenomenal out-of-body experiences and interdimensional travel. And that just started him off. Now I think Rob's probably 57, and 40 years later, he has just been on a remarkable journey, connecting with many different extra celestial beings. And so that's super fascinating.
Yeah, that's not a story you hear every day. That's crazy. Well, right? Hey, just so you know, we're being watched in multiple countries around the world, including Norway. Excuse me, Norway and Australia. A couple people in Australia. We got Dave Dennis in Australia. We have Terry Reesing over here in the States. Audrey Cuzamas and Mr. Catfish 2100. You're new. Welcome to the show. He says this is my first time here. Well, welcome, Mr. Catfish. You came on a great night. I have an amazing guest. You are in for a treat. Dave Dennis says you are blessed for having such a great event in and around Arizona. If I only lived there like an hour's flight away, but he lives in Australia. But maybe he's going to hopefully come to Arizona soon. Let's see. Mr. Catfish. Oh, yeah. That's what these grays are made of, love and light. Can we talk about if that's correct or not with you, Suzanne? I mean, if they're really, can we get,
I'm not an expert on the grays. I'm just going to put that out there right now.
Okay, well then we'll skip that one. But Mr. Catfish, that's a good question or good point. You would hope that they're love and light. I would pray that they are. Okay, so those are the people in the chat room jumping in right now, and I just wanted to make sure if they had any questions. So Rev, this is a story you don't normally hear, Suzanne. So you have a guy that says he's been to Venus, and this is I am really now thinking where can I crash, because I would love to come, but I've got to find sitters. If I can do it, Suzanne, I will be there. You know I will be.
Awesome. That would be amazing. I have to talk about Terry Lovelace.
No.
Do you know Terry Lovelace?
Not personally, but I'm just saying this is the first person you're talking of the list, and I'm already like, let's go. So I'm let's move on. Let's go down the list and talk about each of these people, because if that's just one, I'm stoked. So let's go. Lovelace. Tell me about Lovelace.
So Terry Lovelace, he speaks at all the major events, Contact in the Desert, you name it. And so he wrote a book called Incident at Devil's Den. His story is remarkable. He was in his 20s and in the military, and him and a buddy thought they would just go camping on a weekend trip. And so they went to a nearby park in an area called Devil's Den, and they parked remotely because they wanted to take pictures of wildlife, and they didn't want a bunch of noise scaring off the wildlife. So they were sitting outside their tent, and lo and behold, the entire forest went dead quiet. And Terry said, "Do you notice something strange? There is no noise." Where, moments prior, it was just a cacophony of, forest animals.
Right.
And so that's when they looked up and they realized that there was something hovering above them.
Wow.
The next thing they know, they're in their tent and they see all of these laser lights outside, like they're thinking they're flashlights and park rangers or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so they open the tent and they see all of these gray aliens with these laser lights walking around, and this craft parked. And ultimately they climb up the stairs of this craft, the ramp goes up, and the craft takes off, and they are stunned. They literally grab whatever they can, they jump in their truck, and they get the hell out of there. On the drive, they realize they are covered in radiation burns. And so they have to go to the military hospital for these burns. And the next thing they know, who's sitting in front of them but the men in black. And he said, it's just like what you would think. These guys in black suits with black sunglasses, and they're like interrogating him and his buddy in separate rooms. They made a pact on the drive back to the base that they wouldn't say a word. They would just say, we have no idea how we got these burns. And they stuck to their story, even though they tried to play them against each other and what have you. Over time, he has never stopped being visited by these extraterrestrial beings, and even discovered that he had an alien chip implanted in him, and he has an x-ray picture of it. And his story is truly amazing.
I know you can't see me, unfortunately, Suzanne, but oh my God. This is the second guest. You've got what, 20 people here, 15 people? Oh my. Folks, you got, if you get to Sedona, I mean, this weekend, if you can, say hi to me. I'm signing Dr. Peppers because that's all I got. I don't have books or anything, Suzanne. So they were like, you can sell anything you want at your booth and get 100%. I'm like, well, I could sign autographed Dr. Pepper cans. You know? But oh my God,
People buy them. You
but
could flatten them so they'd be like a little UFO or something.
ooh, there we go. I get one of those people that makes like airplanes and stuff out of cans and windmills. Anyway, all right. So
Right.
I what I love most about my show is it's never scripted. I usually have no idea where it's going to go, but I always end up being surprised and pleased at the end. And right now, I'm already excited and stoked about this show. We're only a half hour in. So, um, okay, so God, I want to talk to these people. I want to, but I'm gonna have to like have a garage sale, sell some stuff, and pay somebody. Please just stay here for the weekend. I got to go back to Sedona. Um, okay, all right, continue. You are blowing my mind, so Suzanne. I mean, this is how you get these
Good.
people. I'm just flabbergasted. All right.
I know. I just happen to have some really great friends in the
Yeah.
industry who I've met over time through various events. And of course, I'm always reaching out to interview people and to be interviewed. And I love networking. And
Mhm.
yeah, just have met some really great people.
That's the
The near
secret.
death experiencers are amazing. So we have Janet Tarantino and Nancy Rhines, and they've both written books about their near death experiences.
Hmm.
Doc, I feel near death experiences are the proof positive that we drop our body and our soul continues. And when our soul ascends out of the body, in these near death experiences, time and time again, they say that they travel through a tunnel of light and they enter into the most loving, brilliant, radiant light. And there they just have these phenomenal experiences, some encountering Jesus, others encountering past loved ones, some encounter archangels and ascended masters, but their experiences are so mind blowing. And oftentimes, when they come back, they have special gifts and abilities. They have been downloaded with information or revelations for humanity. Um, and it's similar, I feel, to some of the abduction experiences where people feel like they've been taken, some physically, some just out of body experiences,
Hmm.
and they come back with special gifts and abilities and downloading revelations for humanity, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it really is proof. I've had a near death experience more than once, but one in particular where it proved there's something beyond. For me, it proved to me there's something beyond the physical realm, and that's why I'm intrigued by a lot of this. Is because I got a taste of it, and it's for real. And I guess a lot of people that are skeptic, um, that you just die, you just die. I guess until they experience something like that, it's I don't know. It's like something that we've been told is fake all our lives, but then we see it and it's real. I don't know. It's You have to experience it. Unless you're just open to the idea, then you believe that it's real. But people like them that have experienced the near death experience, it changes you. I mean, that's why I am go, go, go all the time and eating the marrow out of life every day I can, because I know life can go that quick. I had 8 deaths in the past 3, 4 months, and it makes you think. And so bringing awareness to the other side by people like these experiencers is such, I think is a beneficial thing to humanity. But anyway, I'm sorry, go on.
No, that's great. I love the conversation. And so they'll be hosting the near death experiencer guest panel. And one of the guests on the panel, who is local here in Sedona, named Megan, she had the most amazing near death experience I have ever heard. And I've watched at this point, dozens.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, she saw people who had passed on that were famous, like ex-presidents, like musicians, authors, poets, like people who were renowned in their lifetimes. And she spent quite a bit of time over there, but time is elusive there.
Right,
So she
right.
may have been, out for just a few minutes, but she felt like she was over there for days on the other side. And she learned so much from these encounters, primarily her encounter with Jesus, who gave her this mission when she came back to planet Earth. And she was given gifts of psychic abilities that are off the charts.
Wow.
And so again, incredibly life-changing experiences. And that's not uncommon for people to come back with a mission.
Mm-hmm.
And they change their life dramatically as a result.
Yeah. No, that's how I was. And it for it not to make an impact on someone, that person's got no soul, or I don't know what. They're just dead inside, because it's like a guarantee it will change you. And usually, and it's for the better. And I'm glad, because I was a slacker growing up, procrastinator, instant gratification, do the job and work for a couple of weeks and quit. I mean, I was horrible. And then it happened to me, and I realized, wow, man, yeah, the Superman complex was gone. It's like, enjoy every moment I can. So, I'm gonna have to find a way to get there. I'm gonna have to find a way to be there, because I mean, we're on 3 and 4. Bring it on, Suzanne. You're taking my breath away tonight. Not many guests do that.
Oh, thank you, dear. And so we have our beautiful guest, Shakina Rose, who's had 3 near-death experiences. And of course, she lives here in Sedona. Prior to her near-death experience, she never sang a note. She would say, I can't carry a tune in a bucket. And after her near-death experience, up to the angelic realm, she came back singing the language of light like an angel.
Wow.
I mean, the way that she sings the language of light puts you in a hypnotic trance state.
Wow.
Like, you feel the frequency of the tones, and you can feel the energetic effect it's having on your being.
Wow. And I know that's no joke at your events, because I was at that one event, and I don't remember which lady it was, but she did something with sounds and noises and said, we're going to open up your sinuses. And then I had like a runny nose for like 4 days. I was staying with you. Remember, and I was in the back running sound, and I was running sound and video in the back. I wasn't meditating or anything. And I'm like, what's going on? Dude, my sinuses are all open. She said it was going to happen. She said before, she goes, people, your sinuses are going to open. And, and I was just like, yeah, okay. And it was no joke. So you bring the real deal to your events, just so people know. I just have to say that.
Thank you. And Lightstar. Lightstar
Yes.
speaks in several different galactic languages.
Mm.
It is phenomenal. She speaks in Lyran, Syrian, Pleiadian, Orion, and they all have a completely different cadence and, sounds and tones. And when she does that again, she does it for a reason. And one of them is to move through the chakras. So she actually does a chakra journey with the different galactic languages. But again, you know, talking in this galactic language has an energetic effect on your body. Somehow it's, you know, shifting things energetically for you in an intended way. And she's also created some beautiful music as well.
Well, kind of like maybe like monks, the way they do their chants and hums, and it can bring things to certain vibrations. Is it like that?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
There's like a vibration, a frequency, some kind of energetic effect like you might experience with the mantra.
Wow. Very cool. Does she do this just live, or does she have like a CD so you can sit at home for people that like to meditate and get into that state? Is there some like will she have CDs or something available, or is this just a live thing that she does?
Yeah, she definitely has CDs available.
Cool.
She's married. I don't know if they're married, but she's Stands with Bear's partner.
Oh,
They've been together
yes.
for many years.
That's right. That's right.
But Stands with Bear also has CDs, and
Yes.
Stands with Bear will definitely play his flute, and he is a rock star on the flute. I mean, he's a highly awarded recording artist.
He was huge with rock bands in the 80s and whatnot, and he just released a music video, I'm guessing 2 months ago, of his new flute song, and it was a cool video. I guess they had some drone or a helicopter come around filming. It was really neat. And I love Stands with Bear. So, all right. Who else we got? You got me I'm just like, come on, more.
Yeah, well, Maureen St. Germain is a very well-known international best-selling author and teacher. She's traveled around the world teaching her spiritual offerings, and she's written several best-selling books. And so she's, you know, been around this industry for decades and has just profound wisdom to share on many levels. And then she always offers a meditation that will transport you. Her latest meditation is called the Golden Time Meditation, and she transports you into the golden age.
Wow.
And it's very powerful.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Let's see who else we got here. So we got Maureen St. James. We talked about the Reverend, Nancy, Stand with Bear. Let's see, Light Star, Larry Lovelace, and we've got a few. I'm looking at the images as they're kind of jumping around, but yeah, and we're not even halfway through, folks.
Right. Well, Reverend John Polk. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to do the UFO Skywatch, but he's the author of Blue Beings at the UFO Conference, right?
Wow.
Right? Where him and Travis Walton and Travis Walton's girlfriend witnessed these blue beings walking into the UFO conference and trying to pay for the conference with money.
Wait. Time out. Hold on. Travis is a dear friend of mine. This is a story I am unaware of. I know of the event where Luke, his son, and him had a TR-3B flyer, but not blue aliens buying tickets to their event. Please, hold on. You got to tell me about this.
Yes, it's true. And Reverend John Polk wrote a book about it called Blue Beings at the UFO Conference. So, yes, Travis was going to be going on stage. And these beings came in to the dark room because someone was showing like a PowerPoint or something. So it was dim in the room, and they walked right up to John Polk and they were trying to hand him this money. And he's like, "Can I help you?" And they're like, "We want to pay to see Travis Walton." And he's like, "Well, I don't take money, but you can go out the doors and pay the gal at the desk." And so he goes, "Listen, I'll show you." And when they got outside and Travis was standing behind his table with his books displayed, and they came into the light, they realized that these beings had bluish skin. and they looked very otherworldly. And one of them had totally black eyes.
Whoa. Whoa.
And somebody made a joke and they said, "Are we feeling blue today?"
Now, I wouldn't put this past because things happen at these events. Suzanne, I don't know if I told you this, but do you know who was at the really big celebrity that I wasn't even privy to? I did see them, but I had no idea who they were. At the very first Disclosure Con up here in Pine Top, we had Vincent Fusco appeared at my event. You know who that is, right?
I don't. I'm sorry.
He's the guy that everybody says is JFK Jr. You know, John Jr.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I have to be careful because I almost got completely whacked by the powers that be because I talked about those things. But no, he was there. And then the second year that we did, because last year we couldn't because of COVID. Did you realize that the guy that was a part of the people that stormed the Capitol with the big horns and everything and the flag, he was at Disclosure Con. People got photos with him at Disclosure Con, and I thought he was dressed up for the costume contest. I was like, "Oh, you're gonna win!" And I walked by. Little did I know, I was like, "Dude, you're going to Guantanamo Bay one day. Did you know that?" You know?
Wow.
So yeah, people show up. The craziest people will show up at events. I'm telling you.
Yes.
So I would not be surprised of this story. I mean, okay, so they showed up, and they tried to pay. Now what? Now let me add. Now this is what I was visualizing when you mentioned that they were like a shade of blue. I have heard of the alien species. You're probably going to know what species I'm talking about before I will, but it is a blue species that has a skin that like shimmers in the light. I don't want to say like fish scales or anything, but it has a shimmer. Are you familiar with that species?
I'm not.
Oh.
I mean, but we've seen a lot of blue aliens, right?
Yeah.
Like they're depicted.
Right.
A lot of them as a bluish skin. And so they got into this conversation, and in the conversation, they admitted to being from the Pleiades. And you see in Travis's book, the book he came out with after he was trying Fire in the Sky,
right,
to set the story straight about the movie that Hollywood made. And
yeah.
he wanted to tell the truth about what really happened.
That's how he and I met, yeah. He wanted to remake Fire in the Sky, so him and Luke came to me saying, "Hey, we want to remake the movie," because it was only like 40% reality, 60% Hollywood the first time, and then he didn't make as much money as he should have. And I convinced him. I was like, "Well, he's rewriting the script or the story, the book, because he's adding a lot of the scientific evidence to it." And I said, "Well, let's just do like a mini series on Netflix that we can go more in depth with the characters, flashbacks, flash forwards." So yeah, that's how we met. Because you're right, he does. He wants to remake it.
Right. And so as I recall, he was saying that these beings who gave him a tour of the craft were from the Pleiades. And so it was interesting that these beings that came back to see him said that they were from the Pleiades too. And one of them said that he was a shapeshifter. And like I said, the one had completely black eyes. And so this would be an AI.
Wow. So are they saying that now, that the people or the aliens with the solid black eyes are AI? Because I have heard that they're like drones that work for the bigger aliens. That's what I've heard.
Same difference.
Same difference.
Right?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same difference.
Now this just blows me away.
AI drone. Yeah.
When did this happen? Because I'm surprised that I haven't heard this story from them. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, I totally believe it. I totally believe it. But I'm just like, of course, when Travis and Luke and we don't really talk about this stuff. We're talking about music or other stuff. I've never had them on my show. Travis Walton is a friend. I've never had him on my show because it's like he does it all the time, and if I had him on, we would be talking about anything but that. So, but the fact that this happened, and how long ago was this encounter?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know that answer. Several years ago,
Wow.
and it was really Travis Walton's girlfriend at the time who came out publicly about it, as well as John writing the book about it. And
Wow.
so all you have to do is look up Blue Beings at the UFO Conference, written by Reverend John Polk, or you can come to the event and meet John yourself and talk to him about it.
I know. It's driving me nuts. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
In any case,
If, do you think?
we've highlighted the people.
Yeah. Go on. Go on.
We've highlighted the people, and you can learn more about everyone who's coming. Of course, my beautiful friend, the divine Miss M. I just love Megan, and she is going to give an amazing talk about soul travel because, again, she is a super psychic, and she has experienced through readings how people's soul has traveled. Also, she's had her own experiences in trance meditative states of soul traveling. And the way that she talks about it is, again, really mind blowing. Our ability to leave our bodies
Yeah.
and actually soul travel through the universe. And so she tells us what she's seen along the way. And yeah, all of my beautiful guests. But I want to focus for a minute on the tours
Yes.
because they are just phenomenal. And I am telling you, working for Sedona Mystical Tours and having the opportunity to take people on spiritual journeys out into the sacred vortex sites has been the most amazing job I've ever had in my life. I love every minute of it. And so Sedona Mystical Tours is an amazing company to work with and for, and they're going to be guiding the tours. The tour guides are all incredibly well versed on the vortex and the vortex energies, but also on tuning into the vortex. And so on Saturday, Jared Hart will be guiding a tour into the vortex, and he'll teach people how to tune in to it, and he'll explain all about it from a scientific and spiritual perspective. And then on Sunday, Kim Sieb is going to guide a 5D ascension tour. And so she'll take you into a glorious site surrounded by the red rocks and guide ascension practices, transporting you into multidimensional realms.
Wow.
And then on Monday, I love this gal, Victoria Lopez. She has sort of a shamanic feel, and she is going to guide a Native American inspired medicine wheel journey and a labyrinth journey. So it's going to be so amazing.
May I ask, what's a labyrinth journey?
So you walk around a labyrinth, and you are focused on walking into the center. And so it's a very spiritual journey in the way that as you walk around the outside, you are being guided to explore your outer life, those things in your outer life to do with who you are, what you do, where you've been, what you've experienced. And then as you move into the center of the labyrinth, you start to then go on an inward journey. And you're guided to go inward and go on a journey of self-discovery. And so by the time you get into the very center of the circle, your journey is complete. And it's very transformative and life-changing. And Victoria is an amazing guide. She speaks also in different galactic languages. She plays the drum. She's very shamanic. And so she will start to speak in like Native American ancestor language. It's intense.
Wow.
But it's powerful.
Wow. Wow. All right. Is that everybody? Did you get everybody? I think you
Anybody
did.
who I didn't get, you can go to the
Yeah.
website and check it out. But yeah,
Excellent.
you're in for a real treat to come to this 3-day
So
event, and I just love that it's all outdoors.
now, okay, I'm this uh, the thing you just mentioned, the maze thing. Um, I've I'm seeing things that I've seen in the past at sites, at Indian sites that you go visit, and it looks like a spiral on the ground with rocks. Is that something similar to what you were talking about with the maze? You know, walking towards the middle. Because I've seen those, but I always wondered what those were for, and I'm just curious if you just explained that for me.
Yes, and so the medicine wheel is different than the labyrinth, right? The medicine wheel is a circle created by large rocks, and then there's a cross in the center. So,
Okay.
one line goes down the center from top to bottom, and one line from side to side, dividing the medicine wheel into quadrants. And there you experience the four seasons of life, the four directions, the four elements. And so that's a medicine wheel journey, and it's much more complex than that. That's just a basic overview. And then the labyrinth, like you said, is more of a circle that has a spiraling path leading into the center. And so
Hmm.
ultimately you end up standing in the center. But yeah, you go on a spiraling labyrinth journey.
Now, is this something that is preferred to do like at daytime or at sundown or sunrise or at night, to get out what you're trying to get, the energies and whatnot. When's the best time to do these events, or when they want to book a tour with you, let's say? Do they need to? Would they be best to book a later in the day event or a morning tour with you? I'm learning. I'm always learning. I don't know much about this stuff. That's why I come to you. So, what? Someone wants to take a tour with you. What would they need to do or consider?
Thank you for asking that. We do sunrise tours and we do sunset tours, but any time of day is an amazing time to go into the Sedona Vortex. It truly is. And as tour guides, of course, we've identified a handful of spots that are the most glorious spots in all of Sedona. My favorite spot has a view of Sedona from the west end of Sedona to the village of Oak Creek. In a 360-degree view, you can see all of the magnificent red rock temples of Sedona. And also in these spots, you see the pure quartz crystal
Mm-hmm.
sticking right up out of the red rock.
That's
And
cool.
so, as you know, from visiting here before, it's a crystal temple city.
Right.
Geologists have confirmed that it is made of crystal. There is a thick crystal bed under all of Sedona, and it's just covered in this layer of red rock iron ore.
Wow, that
And
explains a lot.
so,
Yeah,
right?
right. I did
And
not
so we
know there
like to
was
call
like
it a
this.
crystal temple city.
Yeah, I didn't know there was like a bedrock sediment of crystal underneath Sedona. That's really cool. Because I mean, I tell people, I was like, yeah, if you're gonna come to this event this weekend, I can guarantee you there'll be a crystal on someone's table. It's the crystal capital in my book. Um, so, wow. Okay. Where were we? We started talking about crystals, and I got sidetracked. Um, continue, dear.
Yes, and so if people, so for the event, people can sign up for one, two, or all three of the tours that I just described.
Uh huh.
Also, when people just come here outside of the retreat, Sedona Mystical Tours offers a wide variety of different tours, and I'm just so delighted to be a tour guide. My specialty is the Sacred Sedona Tour, and it includes sound healing and visualization, meditation. I bring my crystals and we create a shrine space, and we tune into the vortex energies of Sedona, and I take you on a spiritual journey that's custom fit just for you.
Wow.
And
Okay. So
it's
that's nice. Is you customize it for everyone. So people aren't getting a spiel, basically. You're doing that is, I like that. And I meant to ask before I went blank there a minute ago was these locations, these vortexes, I mean, are people going to have to do climbing to get on top of some like big rocks to get to a certain spot? Because I notice people do that to meditate and whatnot. Or are these locations that people can walk to easily? Me, for example, I don't do a lot of hiking because of my back. I'm worried that I might, throw it out. Um, uh, I know these locations have got to be gorgeous. I mean, if you've picked out the creme de la creme. Um, but people, I'm sure, want to know what are the conditions of getting to some of these locations. I mean, I know you go to them all the time, but should they wear their hiking boots or their tennis shoes or what?
for the retreat, since it's a large group going,
Hmm.
we have chosen places that are easily accessible, but still have breathtaking views. And so, cognizant that not everyone is at the same fitness level, and we don't want to spend much time hiking. We want to spend more time in the spiritual journey.
Right.
We have chosen places that are easily accessible for anyone. So, of course, tennis shoes are better than sandals
No, yeah, yeah.
anytime you're walking outdoors,
Right.
but you certainly
Absolutely.
don't need hiking gear.
Okay. Well, some people, would be curious because there are people that have disabilities that would love to do this kind of spiritual journey. So I just wanted to point that out. Um,
Great
and
question.
yeah, because a lot of people don't think about it because, out in the desert and hiking in rocks, and some people have disabilities and they want to have those same experiences as others. So I was just curious on that for this event. And that's awesome that you've made it accessible to people. Um, what else? Okay, and what time does it start again? I didn't see a time on here on the flyer. I just see a date.
So it's, yes, I don't have times, the specific times for
Okay.
the presentations, but if you go to the website, there's a full schedule
Oh,
of
fantastic.
every speaker and every time. And so on Saturday, we start at 9. Actually, there's a meet and greet on Friday, which is really fun. So people that get there on Friday from 3 to 6, we have a meet and greet so that the speakers can set up their vendor tables, but also so that people that show up can meet the presenters in person,
Yeah.
and everybody can mingle and chit chat and get acquainted. And I'll do an overview of the event, in person, but
Mhm.
it's mostly for mingling, and people can check in and pre-register, and
No,
it's just a fun time.
no, that is a great idea. I think, more events should consider that option for the people that come in the day before. They're going to probably be in a new town and, have a meet. That is, I do my fireside chat at the end of Disclosure Con, but that is, you just gave me a thought, an idea there, Suzanne. Um, that is awesome. That is awesome. I've got to figure out how I can get up there. I've got these puppies. Oh, I love my puppies. They're cute. If they weren't so cute, you know. But
I hear you.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love dogs. I love my doggies. I even hate to leave them for the day, but
Oh, yeah, yeah.
sometimes we have to do what we can do. But it was
Right.
so great. I just remembered something special, Doc. And I just want to tell the listeners. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Terry Riesling, who you said was tuned in.
Mm-hmm.
Terry, I love you, soul sister.
Mm-hmm.
You are so incredibly beautiful, a beautiful, sweet, generous soul. And I am so delighted that you're coming to the retreat in Sedona.
Wait. Terry Reesing is coming? Did you say
Yeah,
that?
I
Oh my
think you
God.
said she was in the chat room.
Yes, she is. Oh my God, that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Okay, cool. Cool.
I
I'm
love
so.
her.
Aren't you?
I love
Aren't you?
you, Terry.
Aren't you glad that we're finally people are coming back out of their little hovels and we're interacting again? It feels. That's why I've been so. People are like, you've been really cheerful a lot lately, Doc. I'm like, yeah, things are starting to come back to some kind of normality. Being everything virtual all the
Yes.
time it wasn't good for our souls. We need that human interaction. So yeah, I'm telling everybody, Sedona's where it's at this month, folks. You gotta go check it out. Um, all right, so let's see what else we got. I'm just gonna just go talk. Just talk, Suzanne. You're just awesome. Go.
Right. Well, I wanted to talk about how sweet it was when you came out here for one of my events, and you were doing such an amazing job with the audio, video, but you were so concerned about my dogs. It was
Yeah.
so sweet, right? So
Yeah.
we had left our dogs at home, right? And you were doing the emceeing and audio and the video for my event, but like there was a lunch break and you're like, I have to go make sure your dogs are okay. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And then you left right after the event when we were going to all hang out and do stuff. And you're like, no, I got to go home. And you stopped off and got pizza and food and treats for my dogs. And I
Yeah.
came home and you were laying on the floor with my dogs. And just
Yeah.
so sweet.
Oh, they're awesome. They're awesome. I am totally an animal lover. So, all right. So let's see. So you have all that going on. Oh, and I hear my little babies are chirping. They're like, we've been locked up too
Oh,
long. But they ate my couch, Suzanne. Brand new leather
oh my
couch.
God.
Not just a couch, one of those that has like robotic abilities to like lounge and everything and USBs on the side. And they ate the corner of the arm. And I'm just like, I've only made 3 payments on it. You're lucky. You're so cute, puppies. Because I,
Oh, right.
they were this close to meeting Jesus. So,
Oh my God. Well,
so
you know, our dog Tucker
yeah.
ate a giant couch, and I'm
Oh,
talking a couch that 6 people could sit on,
oh,
and Tucker ate it.
oh.
I mean, he chewed it to shreds. And we put it in the basement. It was shredded, and
Oh
it
my
wasn't the
God.
only couch that he ate. And then one
Oh,
night, my husband came home from work and I had put them in his room because it was cold outside or something, I don't know. And they Tucker took a big bite out of my husband's expensive mattress,
oh,
and it was foam
oh.
everywhere. And Tucker almost met Jesus that night
Oh,
for sure.
you
His
know,
name went from Tucker to something that sounds a lot like Tucker,
see,
but not
having unconditional love can keep you from execution. Because dogs are if they didn't have unconditional love, oh my God, and be so damn cute and tiny. Oh, yeah, no, my mom actually said it's just a couch. The puppies, they bring you happiness, and I'm like, but it's not happy right now. But
right.
yeah, no. So I have to keep tabs on them. So yeah, I have to have a sitter that can stand them. Do you remember, Suzanne? Do you remember back, as we say, back in the day, the Pink Panther movies?
Oh yeah.
And Peter Sellers played the Inspector Clouseau, and he had a butler named Cato, not the one from the OJ trial, but the original Cato, right? And he would
Yes.
always attack um, Peter Sellers whenever to practice on his skills. That's my two little female pups that I have. I mean, when they're all alone, they're ready for their close up Mr. DeVille. They are just perfect. But you put the two of them together, it's Peter Sellers and Cato going at it. I mean, vicious. And but then again, they're Bijans, folks. They're awesome. They're awesome.
No.
So, real quick, can we? Because we're only gonna have a few more minutes here before we have to wrap it up. But can you talk a little bit about the SciSpy.tv network and the shows that you have?
Aw, thank you. So appreciate that. I love to talk about SciSpy.tv. Yeah, so SCISPI.tv. Of course, the genre came to me in meditation, sci-spy, merging science and spirituality,
Hmm.
because science has always been a huge part of my spiritual journey, particularly quantum physics. And I love even some of the biology about DNA and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Quantum physics focused on parallel realities. And so we have a show called Beyond the Matrix, the new spirituality of multidimensionality. And we have a channel called Quantum Waves, the new science of quantum consciousness. And on these two channels, we have multiple shows hosted by well-known authors and speakers who talk about these subjects. We also have a channel, Angels, Aliens, and Masters. And on this show, we have Lightstar has a show, Mary Rodwell has a show, Tom Dongo, well-known people coming on and talking about angels and aliens. We have Supernatural Adventures.
Wow.
And on that channel, we have Brad Olson and the amazing 15-episode series that you edited so beautifully called Antarctica by Sail. I'm telling you, it's worth it to go to scicespy.tv to watch that alone.
Yes, that was a lot of fun to do. A lot of fun. Oh, you mentioned Brad, and that you know when you're listening to somebody, and you're like, okay, I should have written the question down because I had it in my head, and then you mentioned Brad, and then I thought Antarctica. I remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, let me check real quick because I have completely, and I apologize to the viewers, I've neglected the chat room, but I got Suzanne Ross here, so sorry, priorities. But it looks like they're just having a heyday talking to themselves, so I'm not seeing a lot of questions. They were totally spun about the blue aliens. They were kind of cool about that. Terry, of course, is in there. She says she feels so special. Both of you are just wonderful, she says. So she is watching. Yeah. Okay, so yes, you have all those channels, and it's scispi.tv. That's SCISPI.tv. And you can sign up for the membership there, and you get access. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. This is it. Okay, yes, I should have wrote this down. The best way, how I can explain what you're doing these days is you're kind of like the Ted Turner of spiritual science entertainment and information. You've got this huge network, the huge network of people. And you've been doing it for how long? 5, or I don't want to say, I might be insulted.
It's been a few years with scicespy.tv now.
Yeah.
I started out on Voice America TV, and I enjoyed being on Voice America TV, but you had to pay to be on Voice America TV as a host.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to create a platform where people who had so much spiritual wisdom, amazing stories of encounters or supernatural adventures, to be able to come on the platform for free and offer, everything that they do and teach and sell, like their books, which are so amazing. And we opened Metaphysical Marketplace. How could I forget Metaphysical Marketplace?
Wow.
So my husband has become an amazing crystal connoisseur, and he's purchased incredible crystals, and we're selling them on the Metaphysical Marketplace. Cool. And so that's an awesome place to go to get really value on crystals from around the world.
Very, very cool. Well, Suzanne, it's always joy having you on. And I don't know, you didn't get to see, but I played my trailer that has all my guests, and you're in there promptly.
Thank you.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover my mug with the enlarged image of this poster, just to go over it one last time, which is March 20th through the 22nd in Sedona. And you can find out more information and the schedule at SedonaAscensionRetreats.com. It's right there in front of you on the screen, folks. And then you get to meet all these amazing people. I have got to find a way to make this happen so I can be here, because I want to meet everybody. I mean, this is going to be, yes, I've got to figure something out. So I hope to be there. But everybody go check this out, and also check out the tours, metaphysical tours. I didn't fully grasp what you guys were doing. I thought you were like just showing At first, I thought you were doing like what's the one like for? Not hieroglyphics, but like Indian paintings on walls. I thought you were showing stuff like I don't know what I was thinking, but it's totally not that. But it's even cooler. It's taking you beyond any drawings on any rock, taking you to the 5D realm. So that's really cool. All right, so SuzanneRossWellness.com is the website, right? You see under her video, and SciSpy.tv, Sedona-Ascension-Retreats. And also you can check her out. You can meet her and see her next week or this weekend. Oh my God, it's in a couple days. Oh, it's sneaking up. This Saturday, at the Sedona Airport. It's 135 Shrine. Shoot, I had it. Hold on. What did I do with it? Shrine. Is it Shrine Road or Shrine Lane? There it is. 135 Shrine Road in Sedona at the Sedona Airport. And you're going to be kicking off the event. That one as well. You are just, you're doing it all, man. You're awesome, Suzanne. So thank you
Thank you. You're awesome. Thank
you so much for hanging out with me tonight and talking to everybody about all this amazing stuff. I mean, you don't have a boring life, that's for sure. You have always got something amazing going on. So, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on, Doc. You know I love you. I look forward to seeing you in a few days.
Awesome.
Mwah.
All
Thanks
right.
everybody for tuning in. Love you, Terry. Bye. Mwah.
All right. Thanks. All right. I'm going to bring up the other window. And Suzanne, I'll talk to you in a couple of days. So you have a good night.
Okay, you too.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. That was my dear friend Suzanne Ross. And I appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight in the chat room. Sorry, guys, but you guys are doing pretty well. You're all just doing your own thing. That's awesome. Where's the YouTube one? There it is. So Dave Dennis, thank you very much. Mr. Catfish, thank you. Terry Reesing, of course, we love you. Can't wait to see you this weekend. Or no, you're going to be there next weekend. That's okay. So now I've got to find a way to be there on the 22nd. I've just got to find a way. All right. So yes, Off-World Adam says greetings. Hello. Hi. All right. So I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. And possibly, let's see, I'm trying to think. Tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, I'm going to be getting ready to leave Friday. So I'll put together something for tomorrow. We'll come on. If not, we'll just do open calls. I don't know. Thanks again to my sponsors, Sweet Pea CBD Infusion, Jag Swag Apparel, Mystic Inc., and the Lodge Bar and Grill in Pine Top, Arizona. This was fun. Hope you all had a good time. My name is Doc Skinner, and this is 1028 Live Reborn, brought to you from my secret underground lair bunker here in the White Mountains of Arizona in these United States on this big round ball planet we call Earth, hurtling through space, chasing a gigantic ball of fire. Until next time, folks, remember, as long as we all lift each other up, we will all rise together. Now I'm going to play, and you know what? Oh my God. And I'm long goodbyes, you know that. I forgot to play the trailer for Countdown to Disclosure. For those who don't know, no, it's the number three documentary on Amazon Prime. That's right. Number 3 documentary on Amazon Prime. And here is the trailer. I'm hoping you'll hear the sound too, so we'll see. And then I'll come back and say goodnight.
I think it's terrifying. I mean, this seems potentially like one of the biggest stories of my lifetime. And I don't care if it's about UFOs or whatever you call it. Something that we don't understand is getting very close to our military aircraft.
The technologies related to energy generation should come out first.
This hybrid aerospace underwater craft is able to basically generate an electromagnetic field.
It is President Trump's belief that the United States must remain as dominant in space as we are on land and sea and the air. and your charge is to see to that mission with the United States Space Force.
There were 3 people on my team assassinated, and I was almost killed.
With a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
It's a matter of national security.
But apparently, just recovered are off-world vehicles not made on this Earth.
The president will respond to the subject the way they want them to. There's a black box with all the technologies that would give us a civilization that's sustainable, peaceful, etc., and that's been around for decades.
Everybody's asking the biggest question in the world. Are we alone?
Look, it's holding, it's just stalled out there.
The narrative that's being launched, which is a false narrative, is that we're not alone and that those civilizations are a threat. The problem is that the public has to be informed and involved.
It could be a brief statement saying, hallelujah, I'm finally vindicated.
I'm not completely convinced they're gonna let this stay like it is.
But the people who are surrounding that level of our politicians and government are not told. Like the movie Independence Day, where Will say, let's go kick alien butt.
So go to Amazon Prime, rent or purchase, countdown to disclosure. It's $4.99 to rent, $9.99 to purchase, and show all your friends. Believe me, this is not a normal UFO video documentary. This is breaking stuff, folks. I mean, this is new stuff in this video that is revelations. So you're not getting that repetitive, regurgitated stuff in this movie. Check it out. It's number 3 on Amazon Prime for a reason. Get it now. Countdown to disclosure. Also, be sure on Amazon Prime, check out our show UFO Report with 5 seasons, over 50 episodes. I'm in 2 of those seasons. And check it out. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'm going to say goodnight. I did. I said all that. I said my catchphrase, didn't I? I'm done. Till tomorrow.